Hello and welcome to Tailenders.
Hello and thank you for having us on Tailenders.
This is G-Force, that is Felix White, and over there in New Zealand is Jimmy Anderson. Before we properly begin, I have something which I hope you two haven't heard yet, because as soon as someone sent it to me, a guy called Owen sent it to me, I was so excited to play it to you. You know you're obsessed, we're all obsessed with welcoming each other and then saying, thank you for having me on it, welcome to...
And then welcome, yeah.
Well, you're welcome for having me on it.
Yeah.
On the Newsagents podcast, you know the one with Emily Maitlis, John Sopel and Lewis Goodall.
I know it relatively well, yeah.
They had Jeremy Corbyn as their guest.
Oh, right.
And a guy called Owen sent me this, and Lewis was introducing and welcoming Jeremy Corbyn.
The Newsagents.
Jeremy Corbyn, welcome to the Newsagents.
Welcome to you. Inviting me. Well, it's the wrong way round. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for your welcome.
Start again. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's
Brilliant.
Welcomes himself back onto the...
The Newsagents.
Jeremy Corbyn, welcome to the Newsagents.
welcome to you. Inviting me. Well, it's the wrong way round. Thank you for
Welcome to you for inviting me to Tailenders.
Well, welcome to you all for listening to us, and welcome to us for you inviting us into your ears.
It's quite a...
Welcome to another Tailenders.
Well, welcome to you for inviting us.
Welcome to you, Jimmy, for inviting us into your hotel room in New Zealand. Where are you? Tell us what you can see out the window.
Well, welcome to my hotel room. Thank you for being in my hotel room.
You're welcome for inviting us into your hotel room. Thank you for welcoming us. So what can you welcome us to the view
I could
out
listen
the
to
window?
this for 45 minutes. I was just doing this.
You're welcome to listen to it for 45 minutes.
Jimmy, how did you get a good welcome in New Zealand to you?
Not as good as this one.
Right, where are you? What's going on? Tell us what your plan is for the day.
When are you playing cricket?
We're in Hamilton. We've got a 2-day game starting today. It's a day-night game. We've got first test a pink ball game. So our practice will mirror that. So we start at 2 p.m, which is in about 15 hours, I think.
Lovely. Well, so it's early morning where you are in Hamilton.
Yes.
And so you'll do the podcast, have a little snooze, and then be ready to go. That's the plan, is it?
That's the plan, yeah, basically.
Weather forecast. What's it like? Looked cloudy the other day, which would have probably pleased you slightly. What's going on today?
Yeah, well, the weather's been a bit worrying, actually. We've had... when we got to... Well, we weren't sure whether we were going to be able to land in Auckland. We had a bit of a delay in Dubai when we first flew, because the airport was flooded. They've had a few storms and a bit of flooding in Auckland and the surrounding areas. But it's been pretty good. Practice has been good. We've been in Tauranga, where the test match is going to be. We've been practicing there for a few days. And now we've come down to Hamilton. And we've got a couple of days here and then back up to Tauranga for the test match.
Nice.
Lovely. We've been describing it a little bit as your golf holiday so far. How many rounds of golf have you played on your golf holiday, which has got a little bit of cricket added on?
A couple.
Great.
There it is. Have you played more hours-wise? Have you played more golf or more cricket on this trip so far?
Well, it's early stages.
Please answer the question posed.
Golf takes longer than practice. A round of golf will take longer. So naturally, I think the golf might have just outweighed the cricket ever so slightly so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not actually on the Newsagents podcast. You don't have to answer like a politician. It depends on the measurables that you are using to judge the amount of cricket and golf. And if you look at what we're trying to do as a government, we are trying to make sure that there is enough provision for both sports. Anyway,
but if the government was smashing it, you'd let them get away with that, wouldn't you? That's why it's fine for the England cricket team, because they clearly got it down. So play golf if you want.
Yeah, we're in a way, you're right, Fee. In a way, televise the golf.
I would watch it.
Yeah,
I would
we'd all
definitely watch it.
I think that's what Sky Sports are missing out on with this, actually.
I don't think that's a bad idea, because Jimmy and Stuart Broad do Ryder Cup with each other occasionally, don't you? Like sort of like days out, sort of team games.
Try to, yeah. Once a year.
Try to. It will get to the point where we'll be so bored of the England men's cricket team winning test matches that we will just want to watch them sort of doing other things. So maybe that's what we'll be like. Well, we assume they're going to win the cricket, so let's watch them play golf instead. Anyway, welcome to the Tailenders podcast, a loosely cricket-based podcast from the BBC. And on today's episode, we are going to hear from Izzy Wong. It's her first proper appearance of 2023 as a fully paid-up member of the Tailenders gang. We're going to talk about the men's ODI series against South Africa. We are going to have some more of your Sea Life cricketers. Matching will be here with a New Zealand-themed quiz. And, before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for the incredible feedback on the Mark Wood episode. That was an amazing amount of feedback, which we all saw and appreciated, and we loved having Mark Wood on. So thank you for your reviews and things. And actually, speaking of which, we've been saying this for ages. Let's encourage people to leave reviews if you like the podcast, and make sure you subscribe on wherever you're listening to this so you get an episode into your phone or wherever you listen to podcasts every single time we do one. We're trying to do one every week. Tailenders Tuesday, but as we know, Tailenders Tuesday is any day except actual Tuesday. So please leave reviews, tell your friends about the podcast. If they like cricket or fun things, then I think they might just like this. So thank you. It does help the algorithm, we're told, doesn't it?
I think the last couple not been out on a Tuesday.
I think they have, mate.
I think the last
hang on a second, hang on.
Have I faded up?
Yes, you faded up.
I think the last 3 might have been on a Tuesday.
Here he is.
But this one won't be on a Tuesday.
This feels, I was going to say, it feels too organised. Like I don't trust it. If
We're doing
have
it on a
too many.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say because of the Tuesday thing, I wonder whether that's coincided with Everton coming back into form.
That was what I was going to say.
Sharky just he's working a little bit quicker just because he's in a better mood.
That's what I was going to say. It's very insightful you to say that, Jim, because we spoke on the last episode with Sophie Eccleston. It was a very sort of love Sophie, legend, but there were a couple of gloomy moments where Sharky and Sophie talked about the plight of Everton. And we mentioned that for the benefit of the tape, Sharky was wearing a black jumper because he likes to show his feelings inside, outside occasionally to show Everton in state of mourning. Today he's looking very sprightly with his bright blue jumper back on. So Sharky buzzing about things at Goodison.
Well, it's definitely an improvement, isn't it? It's the Dyche effect, isn't it? Jimmy, you know all about that.
The Dyche
Do you know what?
effect.
I find that very sweet that you changes your mood that much. And I think
massively.
it actually does, doesn't it? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I hate early Saturday kickoffs if we lose, because that's the whole weekend gone, isn't it? But when you win,
Right, yeah.
Wow.
happy days.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? There's no control over that.
So he's and then at the moment he's skipping through life. He's skipping through the edit. Not a care in the world. He's got that in my head. He's got that Hall and Oates song going round and round. You're making my dreams come true.
Well, you should be editing, not listening to that. Brilliant. Love it, Sharky. It's very happy for you, mate. Very, very happy for you.
Yeah, we're all very happy for you.
Great. Can I ask Jimmy some crickety questions, or are we going to get into the New Zealand series or not?
Well, it's up to you. I was just about to jump into the South Africa ODI series. We can skip back. We can do whatever. Hey, it's a podcast. We can make our own rules. There's no traffic and travel. Just do whatever you like. But let's do that South Africa first.
Okay, so do your one. I agree with that as well.
I'm joking. Go on.
It was so good. Let's do that. Let's do South Africa. It was amazing.
Well, it was just a quick thought about that series because England men played a 3-match bilateral series with South Africa, which they lost 2-1. But it felt like there were lots of great performances, lots of nice talking points. The full strength team weren't necessarily playing. So there's lots of players that can come back before the World Cup, but it just felt like there was some decent things going on. And Jimmy, I wanted just to talk to you about Jofra Archer, because as a fellow quick bowler, you'd have been watching that with interest. And as a colleague of his and a friend of his, it must have been really nice to see him charging in and just looking as fluid and as dangerous as ever.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Great to see. It's been like almost 2 years, I think, where he's been out with injury. You know, it's a hell of a long time, that. So to have stayed patient and got through all the rehab and be able to come back and perform the way he did. The sixth was obviously the standout. And yeah, it was just exciting to see him back. He's one of those bowlers that you love watching bowl, because he's so much pace, just exciting to watch. And I'm sure every England fan was really pleased to see him back.
He bowled quick as well, didn't he? Immediately. It was like, oh, here's Jofra. And I think he has done since his comeback. It was like, you know, it was around 90, wasn't it, immediately?
You forget that he's got incredibly long hands and incredibly long wrists, and suddenly there's that sort of the last flick or snap of the wrist, and like a length ball just goes and the batter goes, for sake.
Do you know what? Generally, it was brilliant series. I thought I caught as much of it as I could, and some massive moments. Bavuma getting 100, he's been under so much pressure. That was huge. The third one day, I thought was really fantastic. That's Butler and Milan were sort of rebuilding at 40 for 3, I think, for a bit, and they were going at 2.5 and over up to about the midway point, like really sort of stuck, and they consolidated, and England ended up getting, I don't know, Sharky might correct me, but I think it was around the sort of 360 mark. And then South Africa, in amongst Archer being back, nearly got it. Clarkson nearly got it. And me and Sharky had a conversation on the phone, actually, after that game. We said the best thing about it was it looked full, and it looked full of people sort of celebrating it. The games had a kind of certain intensity to it, which was kind of really exciting to see.
Feels like the T20 competitions really helped get the cricket buzz back into South Africa as well. And it felt like, as you said, the stands were full, and it was, and the reception for Bavuma with his 100 was amazing as well. That was a real proper moment, wasn't it?
Really amazing. And then also from an English standpoint, I think Jason Roy's got 100, hasn't he, in the first game, so he's playing back into form. So there's a lot of important sort of performances peppered across that series for sure.
Yeah, it was great. Well, you never know sometimes what Jason Roy you're going to get, and it was the one that we all love. And it just felt like he, because he, I don't think even he knows sometimes how good it's going to feel, but it felt like he was batting, and it was just all clicking everything. Just on Jofra quickly, Jimmy, what does England do now in terms of managing him to get him to the Ashes?
That's a good question, actually. I think that's going to be an important sort of few months before the Ashes. You know, we've seen how they've managed Mark Wood. Mark Wood's not in New Zealand with us at the minute. He's being, given some time to then sort of recover from Pakistan and then get ready for his next stint, which I think is the Bangladesh ODIs and T20s. So he's being managed like that. I think, the big one will be the IPL. I think a few guys are going to the IPL, which is the couple of months before or sort of overlaps the start of the county season. So it'd be interesting to see how players are managed through that and how players themselves make decisions around that, whether they want to go or whether they want to play some more red ball cricket to make sure that they're in decent form ahead of the Ashes.
The schedule is always a huge talking point, and I don't want to get too bogged down in it because it can get quite boring. But it did seem to me that looking ahead to the 50 over World Cup in October, Ben Stokes is going to want to play in that, isn't he? I know he's not playing now for scheduling reasons, but he's going to want to play to defend the title 4 years